What's going on? We are back and better. We are back and better than ever. This is the Nuff Said Sports Podcast Show. I am Adam Dickens, and that is Trey Adams. We'll give people a few moments to come in and do what they need to do. This is episode 27. All right, we have made it a while from where we started last time. Yep, last week was episode 26, if you didn't know, Trey, and now it's 27 because that's how numbers go. Okay. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna kick this off. Speaking of Trey, how is your week going, man?
It just started, but who gives a fuck?
I care deeply about. Tell me a very detailed, a good detail about your week. Come on, tell me.
Are we seriously doing this? This Dr. Phil moment?
Yes, I care about you, Trey, because you're my co-host and a friend, and I've known you for almost 11 years now, and I would like to know
how's
what
your
you have
week
to say.
going, Adam? Let's ask that. How's your week going, Adam? Let's flip the script for once. How's your week going?
I feel like this is a trap. I feel like this is a trap. It's okay, but you know how did you freeze up? Oh, you froze up on my screen. It was okay. A lot going on, super stressed out, but that's life as an adult. Um, bruh, how about this? If you like certain fast food, go get Zaxby's and get some loaded fries. Fucking their loaded fries are fucking amazing if you haven't tried them. Okay. But we're not here to talk about loaded fries. We're here to talk sports. So let's go ahead and cue the intro. Woo! We are back and better than ever. Whole bunch of sports stuff we got to get into talking about. A lot of stuff we got going on. Let's go ahead and get to the first topic. The first topic, I think it was probably the game we were anticipating the most this week, and that was battle of the best teams. Not the exact best teams, but really good teams in this in the NFL. Let's be honest. We had the Eagles winning over Miami, and it seemed like a big beatdown. So Trey, tell me what did you think of this game? What was your biggest takeaway?
It took forever to get going. Like, it was not exciting to start off this game. I think the end of the first quarter, it was literally 3-3. So it was not exciting. It wasn't the high obtained offenses that we're used to from both of these teams. But I mean, the Eagles did what they were supposed to do. I feel like that was my main takeaway. They controlled the clock. They didn't have any penalties, which was very, very shocking on my end, especially defensively from there. But again, they are getting healthy on that side of the ball. So again, as a whole, they did what they were supposed to do. They did what I expected them to do. More disappointment from the Dolphins side of things. But yeah, other than that, the Eagles did what they were supposed to do. That's what I took away. What about you?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I think you're right. It's super disappointing if you're Miami Dolphins fans. Even though I highly dislike the Miami Dolphins because fuck them. But I think this goes to show, man. Like it's the Eagles are just bigger and stronger than damn near everybody, and it's almost when you play them, it's a sledgehammer coming down, and it's no joke. Like they are gonna show they are more powerful than you. And a team like the Miami Dolphins, who seem almost finesse and fast, they're not going to be able to compete to a sledgehammer just coming down and just knocking the sense out of them. And that's exactly what Hurts did. That's what Swift did. AJ Brown, and they really show what they can do. If we're being honest, really show what they can do. I think. How do you feel? What's the vibe in Miami from now on? Because it started off really hot. Now they've lost 2 games, I believe. Yes, 2 games they've lost. How do we view Miami? Are they still one of the best teams in the NFL, and they just want to get a bigger, better team, or how do you view them?
That's a great question, actually. I think they have to measure moving forward. They have to measure what they do against the best teams. When they blow out a team, a bum team that they're expected to beat, like they have the Jets still upcoming twice. They have to be able to not only just beat them, they need to dominate them. Again, even though the Jets have a good defense, they have to be able to show that we are an elite team. Because when they play against other potential playoff teams, you don't know what to expect from them. So I think moving forward, they do have something to prove. I think Mike McDaniels knows what he has to prove moving forward. And I think that they're going to be able to do that. Again, it is early on in the season. Nobody thought they was going to go undefeated. They got to learn how to win, like you said, those long boxing matches and not think they just going to one hit quitter everybody and it be a quick in and out deal. They have to do those matches where there's going to be long, and they have to learn how to win those games, being fatigue wise, being Tua stand in the pocket and actually not getting panic and going and getting frantic down there. He has to be able to learn how to play those tough grit teams. So when they learn how to do that, they'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think they have to. I think what you're saying is they have to find more ways to win. Is what you're saying. Like it almost seems like it's the same play over and over again. It's Tyreek go do like 3 circles and then like hit a post and like let's hope you fucking get free. And we're gonna throw it up to you and we're gonna hope you get it. Um that's what actually what I was checking out because at the end of the day, give me just a second. Yeah, the Eagles have. I was making sure he wasn't out, and I remember him playing, so it's fine. That Darius Slay is one of the best cornerbacks in the league, right? And I think that's a very underrated matchup that we knew coming into it. Like, do we think Tyreek Hill's a better receiver than Slay is at cornerback? I absolutely agree. But I think in this matchup, Slay contained them to the to the rate that you need to end up winning a game like this. Am I wrong about that?
I agree.
And so I think when you can contain that number one, which not too many people can, let's be honest, not too many people can keep up with Tyreek. So when you're able to be able to contain the best magic trick, the best attack, like almost and say like, hey, that's all you got, like that's it. All right, well we good for the rest of the game then. We straight. If we can contain your biggest and baddest threat, um, and they did that. So I mean, it is what it is.
And just to piggyback off of that, yeah, they had different people on him at all times. They always had somebody over the top, so he was like always in like a double team. He was always it was mostly like tight windows that if he was open, then it would be like a tight window that Tua was not trusting completely. So again, they was able to disguise their matchups a lot against him, and I think that's what benefited them. Again, they only really had that one break, not even really breakaway, but that one score, and it was pretty much at the end of the game. Um, so again, it's like they did their job and they knew the assignment against this team. And again, moving forward, like you said, the Dolphins are going to need to do better when it comes to spreading their offense out and getting more productivity out of their other players. They're going to need that.
Well, I mean, to build on what you were just talking about with the bracketing, essentially bracketing Tyreek Hill, most teams can't do that because they can't communicate. Essentially, you need your cornerbacks or your cornerback and your safety, whoever's bracketing them. Most I'm a cornerback and a safety to be able to bracket. You guys have to have the level of communication to be able to do something like that, and most teams don't. And whereas the Eagles secondary is a little bit more veteran savvy, a little bit more knowledgeable. And they've been playing together for a lot longer. So, I mean, you got to give them that too. They can do something like that. But let's be honest. Let's come back to a point that I said on Saturday. We talked about what's the best way to beat Miami. Trey, can you tell me that? Can you tell me what I said? Just give me a little insight.
Rattle Tua.
Give them some concussion popcorn, and that's exactly what the Eagles did. They sacked them 4 times. I believe they had 6 quarterback hits, something crazy like that. like that's what the Eagles do best. And when you have the best defensive line and essentially the best offensive line, you're gonna win games like that. And again, it felt like a sledgehammer to me, and that's just honestly what I thought it was. Um, but let's go ahead and move on. Trey, go ahead and kick us into this next topic real quick.
So the Browns, I just had a mean brain fart. I don't even remember who the freak they played. But in
Bro,
general,
oh my, I got you.
They played the Colts. They played the Colts.
I'm
They got
tripping
into
too. I'm tripping too.
I had to
You
think
got
about it.
man, you got me.
They got
I've
into
been
a
so busy this week.
slugfest with the Colts, and they were going at it. Initially, I thought the Colts are going to walk away with this game early, but then the defense from the Browns showed up like they normally would, and they just in the first quarter they showed up, and they was down big. They was down, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say 18 plus or 20 plus. They were down, and they came back, and again it became a slugfest and a shootout. And somehow the Browns end up managing to win that game. But with that team, with their current makeup, how far do you think the Browns would go?
I mean, I think the Browns can take it as far as honestly as they want it to go. If we're being honest, I think the trouble in their identity, and the reason why I thought this question was very important was because they have such a great defense, right? It's amazing defense. But what they don't have is a consistent offense. And luckily this game, they had some help from Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford, who had an incredible play. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But the run game really supported this time. The problem is when Watson comes back fully, because he played like the tail end of this game. But when he does come back, how consistent is that offense? And I think they're going to struggle a little bit, especially. I'm just curious at how they can do going into the playoffs. Will the offense develop with Watson? It feels so weird and awkward when he's on the field, and there's no confidence like it was when he was with the Texans. And I hate to bring that up, but that's where I was kind of getting to with this question specifically. So, what about you?
The fact that they won this game, Deshaun played again. What was it that he played the first series and then he was pretty much done?
Yeah. Oh, it was the first series. My bad. I said the end. Go ahead.
The fact that they won this game and showed how they can be pretty much the running game that they have, and defensively they are able to still keep the team in the game. I think it shows how threatening they can really be. I think they are a threat to the Ravens. I think it's big enough to say that, because if or when that offense does happen to click, this team is going to be scary. And I've been saying that pretty much for the longest, that they just need their offense to get on board with their defense. So the fact that their defense, they're 4-2. They're 4-2. They're right on the tail end of the Dolphins, the Ravens. They're right there. And they haven't been playing any good offense other than their run game. So imagine when they do put pieces together on their offense. I think they're going to be a team to watch moving forward. I really do. Because of their defense.
I mean, I agree with you too. If they can get it to click, I think that's obviously the big question and what we're talking about. Hey guys, if you are in the audience, you're watching, make sure you comment below. We want to hear your opinions too, or just give encouragement, or just tell us how shit we are. Make sure you go ahead and tell us that too. I'm all for it. I love the shit talking. I go back and forth all the time. Trust me.
That's the shit for me.
Well, I mean, we're talking about the Browns, so I got to talk about the shit. No pun intended.
Wow.
But that's a bar. That is a bar right there. Okay. But I think that again, if that offense can click and show somewhat of what they could be, it is a shame that they don't have Nick Chubb to give this team a little bit more of an identity, to give Deshaun Watson essentially a safety blanket and hide behind the run game. But they're not going to have that, and it just kind of is what it is. But I believe elite defense can take you a long way, and you don't have to have the best offense on the planet. You really don't. You just need something to win you just enough games, enough for the defense to come off the field for a few seconds, to breathe a little bit. I think that's a good key point that a lot of people don't think about. is if your offense is doing constant 3 and outs, there's no effing way that your defense it can catch their breath to come off the field. I mean, to stay on the field and pass rush the quarterback like they should. They're always again gasping for breath or leaned over. Like there's no way they're really gonna show out and do what they can do, if we're being honest.
Valid.
But we're gonna keep the topics rolling. We're gonna talk about these Bills who got obliterated by my Patriots, and I am beyond happy. It made my week because as a Patriots fan this year, haven't had too many good positive weeks regarding this. But this was a good week. We got the win. What can I say? What can I say? Josh Allen just we'll wait. We'll get into it, man. But yeah, what's wrong with the Bills, man? Because they shouldn't have beat my Patriots if I'm non-biased.
So I really didn't watch this game. That's because when I saw what was happening, I said I could already tell what was problem, and it's clearly just Josh Allen is fighting fucking demons that he needs to get solved or something. What the heck is up with Josh Allen? Is he really questioning the elite status right now with this play, or are we going to sit here and say it's just a little bump in the road? He's going to overcome it like he normally does. He'll be ready for playoffs. But I feel like we're saying that way too much, and he's getting a bypass. I don't know. I think we need to start questioning his decision making, the offensive game plan, everything. I think we got to start questioning it because that's scary that they're losing to the Patriots when that's an automatic dub on the schedule. An automatic dub. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I mean, I think the biggest thing with this is like we all know the Patriots shouldn't win, right? We're going to keep rocking with that. But we also know that the Patriots, I don't believe the Patriots just automatically just somehow clicked. I don't believe that at all either. I don't believe that, Bill just put together, this defense and it just started playing good out of nowhere. But I mean, like even the run game struggle for Buffalo, I think they're just going through a rough patch. And I know that's easy to say, but a lot of times with these rough patches, a lot of teams come out a lot stronger on the end because they were battle tested and things weren't going as smoothly as what we think, they should. And that might be what they need, to be honest, because in the last 3 years, this is probably as bad as I've seen Buffalo play. Am I wrong about that? Or, I mean, about the same, But yeah. I just go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. I think I haven't been questioning Buffalo's ability, let alone to score. Defense, they're usually obviously top 10 in defense every year in every category. But to the point where now you're questioning if they can even move the ball effectively or get in field goal range. That's a problem. Let alone we're talking about an elite, a supposed elite quarterback leading this offense. That's scary. That's scary. And if you're a Bills fan, you should be worried. Y'all paying all these people. Y'all got one of the most expensive teams in rosters, and it's not really producing the way it should be. It's not. So I would definitely be questioning a lot of what's going on up in Buffalo right now.
And I mean, to throw some fuel onto the fire, this Patriots secondary is beat the hell up. Okay, you got beat up secondary. He's missing his top 2 cornerbacks. Okay. Then you also have, to put this in perspective too, you have a Josh Allen only got sacked 1 time the whole game. He got hit 4 times. Let's do the math. It's not that crazy. Like you didn't have that hard of a game. You didn't get beat up. You can't kind of go on like the Tua thing where he really got hammered over and over again.
Pause.
So, yeah. Hey, that's it. Hey, we got to add that Tiana Trump to the soundboard, dog. That's what we got to do. What, UPS packing it in, son. Packing it in. All right. Yeah, that's all I got on that. I can't I don't have any more comparisons. But yeah, like he doesn't really have any excuse. But I will just say this is probably just a rough patch, and hopefully they come out stronger with the next one. Yeah. So let's go ahead and keep it moving to the next topic.
So Justin Fields did not play yesterday, and the Bears end up beating the Raiders with the non-Jimmy G led Raiders.
That was a
Are
lot.
the
That was a
yeah,
lot.
no.
That was a lot. Go ahead. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Are the Bears better with or without Justin Fields? I'm glad you're answering this part first. I'm glad you are, because this is ridiculous.
It's a shame that that you're answering. That you're asking this question. If we're being honest, like this shouldn't even be a question because this is Justin Fields, Ohio State Justin motherfucking Fields. This shouldn't be a question. This should be MVP candidate possible Justin Fields. But unfortunately, he hasn't been anything close to that. And it's a damn shame. And the fact is that some quarterback can come in that I've literally never heard of in my life. Like he just looks like a created Sims character. Like that's what a GTA character that somebody just dropped in. He just spawned out of nowhere on top of my head and just like on GTA or some shit. Like I've never heard of this guy in my life. And the fact is, the fact is the team responded way better to him. Cody Bargent. I don't know how to say his name. I'm so sorry. Again, I've never heard of his name before in my life. It just kind of is what it is. But the team responded to him better, and I really believe in that because I've seen quarterback changes where teams just respond way better, right? I remember when Dak Prescott came in for Tony Romo, the team just responded a lot better. What's another quarterback that for Tom Brady, when Tom Brady came in, the team responded way better than when Drew Bledsoe was leading the team. Like I can keep going on quarterback to quarterback. I remember when Foles started playing for the Eagles, that team responded better. And I think that's more of a locker room issue on top of, hey, we can piece together some drives. We kind of believe in the quarterback a little bit more. I think that's what Chicago is experiencing. Sometimes a change of quarterback can make your defense play better.
Facts.
Which sounds crazy.
Facts.
But if you got the right guy on the sideline, the right guy to kind of communicate with the coaches to the rest of the team and give them some belief, I think that's the type of result you get from the Bears. And I think that's why they won. And not only won, they won by a good bit. Okay, so give it to them. What is your positive thoughts on
positive? I just sat here and watched you talk about the Bears playing better. It's the fucking Bears, for God's sake. Relax. They played the Raiders. They freaking suck. And they played better finally. Who gives a rat's ass? I'm not entertaining this. No, do not play better without Justin Fields. They need him just because of the simple fact they picked up a dude who was managing Walmart yesterday, and all of a sudden now he won the game against the Raiders. The Raiders are garbage. They're poorly coached. They don't even have an identity. Absolutely not. The Bears are not better without Justin Fields. They need him as much as he needs them at this point. But no, absolutely not.
I feel like you're a little aggressive about that, and I feel like Justin Fields.
Talk about the damn Bears, for God's sake. Just get the hell out of here.
I mean, bro, they won. Like it's news when
it's
they
the
win.
Raiders. The fucking Vegas Raiders without Jimmy G. Absolutely not. I'm not wasting.
They don't usually do that, but we do have a comment we can talk about regarding the Bears. This is coming from a Steelers fan. I can tell by his profile picture on Facebook. The Bears are just soft. I'm not gonna say it the way he spelled it. Battle line, best Bear quarterback ever, Cutler.
Jay Cutler. Yeah.
Oh, Smoking Sigs Jay. Smoking Sigs Jay.
Cutler. He had a cannon.
Bro, on the riding the bicycle in the playoff game. Crazy. I do miss Jay Cutler. I miss the Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall connection. I really do.
Yeah, back in Denver. I watched them with the Bears.
But George, we appreciate your comment. I love some shit like that, some good throwback topics. But we are gonna go on a quick commercial real quick, talking about our social media stuff. Here you go. Hey, yo, Trey, I think we got a little reminder for the audience. Go ahead and let them know, man.
What's going on, you guys? We want to take this time for you guys to show support for Nuff Said Podcast on all social media platforms, being Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We just want to make sure we're providing the best entertainment for you guys. So go ahead and click that follow button, and we'll appreciate it.
All right. We are back. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the screen up a little bit, make it a little bit better than how we had it. Oh, I'm messing up right now, but we got it going. Yeah, we are back where we need to go. Let me take George's comment off, because he was talking about Jay Cutler. We gotta keep that thing moving. There we go. Let's keep it going. Talking about Kansas City Chiefs. Do they deserve more respect? I brought this up because I felt like they're in a weird spot where they're still winning games, but we know they're not equipped as they have in years past to win a Super Bowl. And they aren't necessarily playing offensively like they have in years past, but they are winning games. So do they deserve more respect?
Yes, they deserve more respect, and that's because of their new addition, their new weapon, Taylor Swift. Let's get it. Of course, they need that.
Cheeks for days. Cheeks for days.
Of course, they need more respect. Just because she's in the freaking stadium, yes, they need more respect. But no, all bullshit aside, no, they actually do. They're able to come out with wins with what they have, and they're not even, again, they're doing it in Patrick Mahomes' style and his fashion. And I think the fact that, if anything, it just raises his status of MVP even more. Like, again, the way he's been playing, I mean, especially yesterday, he balled the hell out. But again, it just shows that, I mean, the dude's a beast for a reason. And again, last year, I feel like we was having the same conversation last year when it came to their offense and their struggles defensively. Their defense has been playing actually really good recently. So you can't just say it's their defensive woes. And their offense still has Patrick Mahomes. It still has Isaiah Pacheco, as I call him. They still have Travis Kelce. You can't. They got, you got to put some respect on their name. They're at the top of the conference for a reason. Put some respect on it.
Well, I mean, they're at the top of the conference because, I mean, they play and they got a good record because they play the Broncos twice a year. But that's besides the point. Pew, 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 pew.
You don't get a for that one.
But Patrick did have 4 touchdowns last game. And let's be honest, I'm gonna go down their list of opponents, and this is why I do think they do deserve some type of respect, especially when half the damn teams in the league are struggling to go to be average teams. If we're being honest, like they're absolutely struggling. So let's talk about first opponent, the Lions, who literally are like lost 2 games so far in the season. Good team. The Jags, who have been heating up lately. Good team. The Bears, they suck. The Jets are a good team, at least with a good defense, a decent offense. They're decent, good record. The Vikings, they suck. They don't win games, but I mean, they still can put up a fight. And you got the Broncos, they suck.
Fire
times 2. And then you got the Chargers. They don't win games, but they put up a lot of points. So they have good wins against good opponents. Well, I mean, they didn't beat the Lions, but you get the point. I say this every year, but I'm still not confident until we make it to the playoffs, and it seems like they turn it up to another notch. They have a different gear that they shift into when it comes playoff time, and it's like they almost cruise in the regular season, and they can still win, and which is crazy. But like I said, I'm with you, but I expect that from NBA teams because there's 82 games in a season, not from NFL teams when there's 17 games in a bye week. But if you can cruise and still win games, all for it. But I would like more respect for the Chiefs, but I would also like to see them, lay the damn hammer again, the hammer on a lot of these teams, and really flex on them and show them who the Super Bowl champions are. Hammer, cuz. Is anything wrong with what I just said? Anything wrong with what I just said?
Yes, you have the best quarterback in the league. I'm not worried about no damn regular season. You know you're gonna win your division because the division is shitty right now. So you know you're gonna win the division. Why sit there and ball out and sit there and put up all these crazy numbers? Let alone, I mean, Patty Mahomes is doing that. I just think is no, like you said, they know when to turn up to the next gear, and they do that right before the playoffs or at the playoffs because of their status as an elite team. They know when to do that. So the fact that they got two rings because of it. I think they know what they're doing. That's all I got to say for them.
And it's only two other teams that have a different gear like that, and that's the Eagles and that's the Bills. The only teams that can really like turn it up in the playoffs when they absolutely need it, which is absolutely insane.
Did you just say the Bills?
Let's keep it roll. Yeah, the Bills. And when it comes to the playoffs, they can kick
absolutely
it up.
They're not. Absolutely not. I would have took the Bengals.
They're the only ones that have
absolutely.
They're the only ones besides Deshaun Watson's Texans that really put up a fight against the Chiefs. Are we forgetting that overtime game that they had against the Chiefs a couple years ago?
I'm not forgetting it. It's just a simple fact. Again, they haven't won anything in the playoffs. I can't say that. Just because you put up numbers doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. That just means you scored that game. You haven't won anything.
But they have a different gear.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
And of course, they're not going to win anything. They're going against the Super Bowl champs. You can't win anything.
They can't even win a playoff game. They can't even win a playoff game. I'm not saying that. Absolutely not.
Well, they didn't win last year. So I points to you. I'll give you points on that. You win by technicality, but I'll give you that. Go ahead. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, Sam Howell is on pace to record break the number of sacks in a season for a quarterback. I believe he has 70 now or something like that. Pretty much he's like already more than halfway there as far as number of sacks on the season. How do we feel about this? Who's to blame? Like, where are we? There's no reason a quarterback should be getting essentially sexually assaulted this much in the pocket. So whose fault is it? We'll start with that.
I mean, he has to learn how to get rid of the ball faster. I do think he hold on to the ball a little bit too long. I mean, I've watched a couple of their games. He does hold on to a little bit too long. He wants the bigger play instead of just doing the check down sometimes. And I think that comes a little bit from trusting the running backs. I don't think he trusts his running game in the passing. I don't think he trusts his running backs in the passing game. And they don't do enough short concept or check downs enough for him to not get sacked because he is looking for the bigger play. So again, he just needs to learn pretty much throw it away or get rid of it faster. I've watched a couple of their games. Like I said, he got to learn to do that better.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you. When you're getting sacked this much, you gotta blame Ron Rivera. Like the fact that you're letting this happen essentially, and like the fact that Sam Howell's tough enough to stay in the game after getting sacked this many times. Like I don't know how other quarterbacks I'm not gonna name, but rhymes with Lua, who would bow out.
Grow up.
who would bow out of a game like this if he was getting sacked this many times. And the fact that Sam Howell is pretty damn small, I think it speaks volumes. But I think we got to blame the coach that is still living off Cam Newton's legacy as a quarterback, and that's Ron Rivera. And the fact that he got that job based on that after screwing up Carolina as bad as he did. I have to blame him. When you're getting sacked at a record-breaking type of pace, that is all. When I say all on the coach. Because you tell me there's nothing you can do. There's no extra tight end at the end of the formation to kind of help out. No double tight end formations or maybe, I don't know, improve the communication of your offensive line. Like something you can do. And so I'll blame him, man. I mean, I do think you have a point. Like Sam Howell can improve on some things, but like that's no reason for the fucking record-breaking ass fucking mediocrity. Essentially, is what's going on, man. But I mean, It's the Commanders. I don't accept anything but mediocre performances. I think we all knew. And if you got sucked in some offseason hype thinking that Sam Howell wasn't the guy, like, or you thought he was the guy, you're probably lost anyway. You don't know what you're talking about, in my opinion. But we'll go from there. I'm done talking about the Commanders, the Pigskins. I'll let you lead the way with this topic. Go ahead, man. You got this shit.
The Green Bay Packers lost in another nail biter to the Denver Broncos. Is there still love for Jordan Love as the Green Bay quarterback? Is there still hope for this guy?
I'm gonna say no. When you put up that type of performance against literally the worst defense, I would say the worst defense in the last 3 years in the Broncos. I'm not just trying to like poke the wound on you, but like I just, if we're being honest and we're keeping it a buck, like I don't think you can't. You have to, like, I played this man in fantasy because I'm like, okay, he's going against the worst defense in the league. I had to substitute. I had to put him in for some quarterback. I forgot who was the starting quarterback on my fantasy team, and he was like this substitute because he was the backup I had. I'm like, bruh, I got this week. It's good. It's all good. And then he comes out and puts a performance out like that against the worst defense in the league, and I'm just like, man, I fucking give up. Like I fucking give up because if you're playing like that, Lord knows what happens when you go against other teams. What about you, man?
That's a valid point. Oh, that's why I was clapping. Good for you. Look at you. He said, look, I'm going to take notes. Everybody else has been spanking this defense. I'm going to play Jordan Love and then fucking backfire. That's what you get, you son of a bitch.
I was hopeful. Man, I was like, maybe I'll get I didn't think I was going to get a Russell Wilson fucking performance out of this man. That's the crazy part. Or Mac Jones. I'll say Mac Jones performance. I'll knock him on damn quarterback. Like, I thought he'd at least give me like, I don't know, 15 points, in fantasy or something like that. But I don't know. What do you think the teams like? What's the team environment of a quarterback that played like that going into this next week? What do you
I'm
think the
worried.
perspective is?
I'm worried. I'm worried moving forward. I know this is he's getting his first full year as the QB1 for this team, but I'm worried. He came out the gate and he started the season off. He was good. And he was able to kind of show glimpses of what he could do moving forward. And then I don't know what the hell happened. And he just started showing his ass. Like, I don't know what he's doing. His reads are not the best. But again, I'm gonna sit there and say I know they have the youngest offense in the league. So I understand that. But he does need some help. He definitely needs some help, but I'm not going to put that all on the supporting cast. That's you, my guy. You don't run as much, even though you're freaking young and you are fast enough. You're fast. So you don't use your legs and you think you're about to just stand in the pocket and be Aaron Rodgers Jr. That's not going to happen. You're not doing that. Your receivers do not separate like that. You don't know how to read a defense like that. What the fuck are you doing? And I think it's showing. It's definitely showing.
Well, I think it definitely looks bad when you have because he has plenty of help. Let's be honest. Like, he doesn't have the best receivers, but they're pretty like young, talented, good receivers. I do like Jaden Reed, a new guy coming along. I like all their receivers, to be honest. Christian Watson, and Romeo Dubes or Dube, however you want to say it. I probably said it completely wrong still. I still like their receivers. So I mean, they have plenty of help on defense too. It's no reason for him not to be playing well. Like, we get a couple quarterbacks not playing well, like Sam Howell, like you ain't got the weapons like that. We kind of see just certain
coaching?
Quarterbacks. Huh?
Coaching? Question mark, coaching?
No, because I'm not gonna say that because LaFleur is. I haven't heard bad things from LaFleur. I've heard like certain bad moments, like Aaron Rodgers kind of spoke out about him. There's another quarterback that used to play for Green Bay. I'm not going to say his name because it's kind of like his story to tell about how like LaFleur, if he doesn't like you, you guys don't get along. He kind of pushes you away in like the most professional way possible. And then if he's getting frustrated, he takes all of it on that quarterback.
Oh wow.
So for example, this quarterback I saw speak on it. I also can't remember his name off the bat, but he wasn't like a good quarterback or anything like that. Pretty much Aaron Rodgers wasn't coming to training camp, right? And he was the only quarterback there who we all know he wasn't going to be the starter. But pretty much LaFleur was just riding his ass day in and day out. Not because he was bad, but because his frustration was that Aaron Rodgers wasn't there. So I've heard some bad stories about the coaching in Green Bay.
Tim Boyd?
This he's popular on TikTok. I know this said to say it's a Cody something.
It's gonna bother me. I'm gonna figure it out. Go ahead, though. I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna bother me.
No, you go ahead because I'm gonna look it up. Cody.
I don't know though. I think LaFleur has to. He's supposed to be an offensive minded coach, correct? He's supposed to figure out what he does best and put him in the best situation. Like you said, they do have weapons. I think they have enough weapons. He has to be the one to make Jordan Love show him to show and put him in the best position to win games. So I do put that a little bit on him, but I do think Jordan Love is trying to do too much instead of playing his game. Watching him play, I don't think he's being himself. I think he's trying to do something that he's not, and he's trying to replicate something that was there for years. Just be yourself. Play your game. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't overthink stuff. Again, use what you have. And I think when he figures that out, he'll be okay. But I don't know if moving forward, you can sit there and say, all right, this is our QB of the future. And it's like, how long do you expect to be this way? Let alone, again, your defense isn't getting any younger. You actually have a decent, good defense. They are injury prone in that secondary, but they actually are a good team or a decent team defensively. So again, it's your job as a quarterback to put up points, and they're clearly not doing that. And that's the problem there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like everybody's looking at this as like essentially he got the same team Aaron Rodgers had last year. And even a very young team that he had last year. So they've had a year or two to develop more.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't know what to do. Fucking you suck. Like, that's why you don't know what to do. This is literally a copy and paste team from last year. You still have Aaron Jones. You still have the main receivers. You even got extra receivers. Like, they invested a draft pick into Jaden Reed. I think it was a pretty high, like a third round pick, something like that. And you still fucking suck. Like, that's why you're gonna have problems. And you're not gonna play as well because you're not that good. So I think if anything, coaching could kind of help, depending on the run game a little bit more. You still got AJ Dillon unless he's banged up, and you still got Aaron Jones who he's kind of banged up too. But you can lean more on those formations like that and go from there. Also, to the audience, if you get a chance, make comment, man. We want to hear from you guys. We love hearing y'all's thoughts. We are all here. But for right now, we're gonna go to a Dreadsock commercial. It's a little bit of a long one, but stick it through. It's about a minute. Hey guys, I hate to interrupt the show that we got going on, but we got to take a break from talking sports and talk about Dreadsock. They are our wonderful sponsorship. Make sure you check their website out, www.dreadsock.com, and at Dreadsock on Instagram. If you have locks or protective hairstyle, make sure you check them out. Keep those locks lint free when you go to sleep at night and just when you're walking around the house. Make sure you tell them the Enough Said Sports Podcast sent you. For right now, we're going to send you to a 30-second commercial from them. All right, we are back from our Dreadsock commercial, and we're going to keep moving on with these topics because this is what we do the most. I thought this was a very interesting topic because of the history of the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to be talking about Bijan Robinson. He is the best rookie running back that came out this year, and he's been killing it lately. And then this week, he comes out. He's not playing as much. I think he played like 6 to 10 snaps and pretty much didn't get the ball at all. And I asked this question because Atlanta does some funky stuff when it comes to their young talent, such as Kyle Pitts, where he won't get the ball as much as he should, and they don't lean into the strengths of their young talent. B. John came out and said he was quote unquote he had a headache, which is we can maybe talk about his toughness a little bit. But the owner said or not the owner, the coach Arthur Smith was like, he's fine to me, but he wasn't playing him. And then he played him in like right before overtime too, which is kind of weird. So Trey, where are we leaning at? What's wrong with the B John this week? I really don't know how to phrase this question, to be honest with you.
I don't know. That's your guy. That's your next AP and all that shit. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna flip that right back on you. I have no fucking idea. That's your man's. That's your fucking star running back of the future. Apparently, what now? He not mentally tough. Now he got a headache. You better take an Advil and get your ass back on the field. What the hell is that all about?
Better snort a couple of aspirins, guys, because your ass got the damn. Yeah, I mean, I think that usually when something like this happens, right, undisclosed injury or something like that, even the NFLPA or NFL has been looking into it. They actually requested a investigation, which where there's smoke, there's fire, and I think something happened behind doors. It's all speculation, so don't hold me to it. Speculation into maybe he spoke up unlike some other talent and was saying what's wrong with it, da 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 da. And this was their way of punishing him without it being public. Something crazy like that is what it seems to be. Because coming out and say it's a headache, like he knows how that's gonna look to the public. Let's be honest. Like you hear players say that, it's like, bro, get the fuck on. You play football, like you better keep it going.
Stephon Gilmore just played not this week, but the week before. His knee was bleeding, and it was visible from the freaking camera all the way up high. You talking about a little ass headache, let alone you're a running back. Get over it.
Well, I mean, Kurt Angle won the Olympics with a broken fucking neck. So.
Get over it. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. I like I said, I don't think he actually had a headache. I think it was something more going on. Kind of like you remember what's the cornerback's name for the Patriots? He got benched like right before the Super Bowl versus like the Eagles or something like that. Something I forgot who it was. He went on to play for the Titans.
Yeah.
Mysteriously, he just got fucking took from the fucking roster like right before the Super Bowl, the biggest game of the year. And we still don't understand why that happened. Apparently, he's come out with a book, but that's the point to disclose the reason. But we all know what it is. It's just fucking tough ass coaches trying to make a point. And you got somebody like Bijan who is one of the more talented teams. I mean, players on this roster speaks up, and you feel like you gotta get your respect. That bullshit. That's what I think it is. Though. But we can keep going to the next topic. So we can just keep it rolling.
Breaking news before we move to that. Breaking news. Giannis signed a 3-year extension worth $186 with the Bucks.
Man, well, I mean, hell yeah, you're gonna do that. You just got Dame Lillard. You think he's about to ship off now?
60 mil a year, 62 to be exact, a year after that, with that extension. Oh my gosh.
62 a year?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That man, I mean, I don't blame him though. Like he asked for talent and essentially went out and got that talent. You know what I mean? So I mean, what do you think? What do you think?
Like I said, he wanted to stay there. He told them, go get me talent. They did it. And now I feel like he owes them the correct way. He owes them to say, I'll show y'all that I'm committing to y'all for the future or for the near future. So again, it's pretty much, as long as Dame's there, he's there.
Hey, if you guys are listening, make sure you go ahead and comment about what do you think the future of Milwaukee is? What you think about Giannis and Dame Lillard teaming up. And then obviously what we just heard, Greek the Freak signing an extension to stay with the Bucks. Go ahead, let us know. But yeah, I think that's how it should work. A little give and take. That's relationships for you, right? I want more talent. We want you here for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It works like that. Like,
you give me talent, you sign my brother, sign my other brother, give my mom a crib, and then I sign a 3-year extension.
Hey, it'd be like damn Thanksgiving every damn NBA game. You just have a reunited.
They're about to be the Milwaukee Antetokounmpos, bro. That's what this shit is about to be up there.
Reunited, and it feels so good. That's what they got going on in Milwaukee. Imagine you used to live in Greece, and then like your whole family moved to Milwaukee, and you think that's what America like? Isn't it crazy? Oh man, that is wild. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Oh, hold on, we got one comment. I just don't. This is from Terrence. I just don't want all the hype over there to ruin the chemistry. I do think that is a valid point. At first, when I read it, I thought you were a little crazy, but now that I think about it, we have seen some teams get ruined by a lot of hype, and I think focusing on chemistry and not like, for example, like the little nicknames like Freak Time and stuff like that. So Terrence, I do think you have a good point, and I definitely support you for being a big. Thank you for being such a big supporter for this show. So, thank you so much, Terrence. Trey, what do you think about the comment? Keep it real. Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
No,
Keep it a buck.
I do think you're an idiot. I do. I'm not worried about team chemistry with Giannis. I think that's one of the things I feel like you would say he specializes in. I think he knows how to keep a team together. I think anybody that goes to Milwaukee, you feel like you're not just playing basketball. I do feel like you're part of something more. And I think that's what he implements or he brings to a team that you didn't feel before. And I feel like he gained that by his upbringing and again his early coaching from my guy Jay Kidd. I think he learned that from his early years that again is more than basketball. It's about creating. When you create more behind the scenes, y'all will want to play for each other instead of the organization. And I think that's what he does. So I'm not necessarily worried about the chemistry. If anything, I'm worried about Dame fucking it up. But I think Giannis will grab that and get that under control. So I would say, again, it's something to keep an eye on. Definitely. But I'm personally not worried about it.
Before we continue to go to NFL topics, I think you have a good point. I'm going to touch on this. I wouldn't be worried about the chemistry either because I'm going to make a comparison. This is a comparison for the sake of what I'm about to say, but I'm not saying they're equal or the same. So when I compare it a lot to Kobe versus Shaq, whereas there was a lot of ego when it came to Shaq, right? Shaq was just like, he wanted his touches. He wanted to be Shaq. Like, that is what it is. That was his team to start. Kobe personality was, I want to win. I want to win by any means. Like, I'll take fucking 50 shots. I won't take 50 shots, whatever it took. And I think that balance of ego versus non-ego and Giannis having no ego and he will do literally whatever it takes to win, he's shown you over the years. And on top of Dame having a little bit of ego where like he is stubborn in the sense like he wanted to stay with Portland and win that way and all this other stuff. I think it's a good balance when it comes to chemistry, but we got to keep it moving. Unless someone else gives another comment, we can come back to it. I don't care. But we also are about to finish this thing up. One more topic. Are the Ravens that good or are the Lions that bad? Because the Ravens fucking curve stomp the fucking Lions, if we're being honest. I guess I'll answer this question because we got shit to do.
Well, no, I'm freaking distracted and shit. The question about so I watched this game beginning to end, and the Lions just looked completely out of whack. I don't know what it was. And every time they got onto the field, I was like, this is going to be the drive that they put up some point to do something. And I never really never been so fucking shocked and depressed in my life watching that game because Lamar just looked like he was doing whatever. Again, Jared Goff looked fucking lost, and he wasn't even being pressured or anything. Like, they wasn't getting to him like that. He was just missing throws or overthrowing. They just looked like they didn't have a game plan at all. And the same thing that I feel like we said about the Dolphins and them winning against good teams, I think the Lions are going to have the same exact conversation about they're going to have to show that they can beat better and elite teams. Because if not, moving forward, they're going to get their ass whooped like they just did. And that was fucking ugly. That was ugly.
Yeah, I'm with you. This was literally like the one game I had a chance to watch this week without like watching rerun videos and stuff like that. Because I was really hyped for this game. I thought it was gonna be a competitive game. I thought it was gonna be a hard fought game. Guess what? It was none of that. It was literally, like you said, the Ravens doing whatever the hell they want. But this is what my main takeaway from what it seemed was like. You remember last week or the week before, where Brock Purdy had this like humbling game where like it was shown that he was human. This kind of, I think, brought Goff down because we were just talking about him maybe winning an MVP, having a chance to win an MVP. And I think he came down, he was brought down to the average, right? And I think that's what happened. We got back to what Goff really is, and more of a realistic picture of what Goff is. We know his limitations. He's not this astronomical quarterback. He's a game manager, and occasionally he can make good plays. And I think that's what it came down to. Also, it's a Ravens home game, so like you're gonna get that extra effort from the Ravens. You got family members coming to these games, and they want to put on a show for them. If we're being honest, so just give it. I think this is a bad week for the Lions. I think Goff came back to the normal a little bit, but I don't expect this to be a long issue that keeps happening. Ever be honest. Plus, now we're talking about Lamar Jackson being in the MVP conversation, which we thought he was from the start. But he really showed out with what 4 touchdowns? It's 4 touchdowns, 3 passing, one running in. And like you say, it was his playground, and he was a man amongst boys, essentially, and made that Lions team look like they were
like Cubs. They were fucking Cubs. They look like shit, but I ain't complaining. Lamar got me my fantasy dub, so I appreciate you.
How fortunate to have a quarterback on your fantasy team that's capable. How nice. Not Jordan fucking Love that fucked everything up. But we're gonna go ahead and end this out because we've been on this for about an hour, even though I had much fun. Thank you for the audience, everybody that commented. Make sure you check us out next time, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. I'm gonna play a stream reminder, and then we are gonna give our last statements before we head out. Hey guys, before we continue with the rest of the episode, we want to let you know where you can find more of our content. Trey, go ahead and let them know, man.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel for full content. We go live on Mondays and Fridays on Kick and Twitch for your best live content.
Boop, 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 boop. And that is a wrap. I had a whole bunch of fun. Super interactive show. We love it. What we got for the comment section before we go real quick? Terrence, again, we got the Ravens and the Saints are the only teams I'm worried about on the Lions schedule. I'm going to be honest with you, Terrence. Do not worry about the Saints. Do not worry about the Saints at all. Okay? Don't.
I agree. They fucking suck too.
I think they had a couple good weeks recently, but don't worry about it. The Lions is about to be taken over and back to normal. They just had a bad week. So, it's all right. It's all right. But we'll come back to this comment in the next couple of weeks and go from there. For real. Trey, you got anything to say?
Nah, man. Appreciate y'all support. Please share. Like I said, as the ad said, please support, spread the news.
Support.
I couldn't get the words out.
You schmuck.
Show support, spread the word. Appreciate y'all. And like I said, if you haven't already, follow on all content and streaming devices.
Damn right, knuckleheads. We are back again on Friday, right? Today's Monday. Friday we'll be back, and we'll be back better than ever. We got the Damn, we didn't preview the Thursday night game. Who's the Thursday night game? Real quick. Hold on, real quick. We'll just do that. Knock it out. Coming up. Fuck.
This is what I have to deal with, y'all.
Wait, it's not my fault. Like, never mind. I'm gonna get at you later.
Yeah.
As soon as we get off of this shit.
Y'all hear the verbal abuse?
We got the Bucks versus the Bills real quick. I'm gonna give you a heads up. This is about to be an upset. The Bills about to get their ass ate again.
Wait a second week in a row. Pause. All right. Pause. They in Buffalo?
I think it is. I'll tell you just a second. It is. Fuck. It doesn't tell me. Hold on.
Damn iPhone
man,
devices.
You don't tell me, man.
Damn
Buffalo's
iPhone.
heavy favorites, though.
So they're in Buffalo.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
I think the Bucks still. I think the Bucks beat their ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Buffalo having this little rough streak, it keeps it going. The Bucks are staying alive with Baker Mayfield, a quarterback. Josh Allen's on a rough streak. This is a simple, very simple equation for the Bills getting upset. That's why I see it as. Go ahead, Trey. Give us real quick.
Bills went easy. End of that.
Hey, I'm ready to get off here too, man. Hey, love y'all, man. We out.